Bro, are you sick? Dude, are you sick of your vocals sounding like this?
Now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats. I leave all these women jaw drop when I run up a shit, they can track me.
Don't worry, after this video, all you're gonna have to do is copy everything that I do, and you're gonna sound like this. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to sound like JAYDES. If you've never heard of JAYDES, I don't blame you. I didn't hear him for a while. Like, I don't know who the fuck he is, to be honest. But his music is fire as shit. So I'm going to show you how to sound like him. If you're new here, brother, let me explain something to you real quick. I don't gatekeep anything. I show you every single effect that I use on my mixes. I'm not here to sell you some shitty preset. And while I do have presets on my website, I actually teach you how to use them. I'm not here to just take your money. I'm an actual fucking good guy. I'm here to fucking help you. You think that I seem like a good guy? I think you should go down and hit the subscribe button, because that seems like a fair deal to me. One of the links that I really recommend you go click is the one where I teach you how to sound like JAYDES. I'm going to teach you how to sound like him in this video, but in this thing on my website you can get it, and it's like an actual full guide. Like, it's a PDF. You open it on your computer, you're going to open a web page, and you're going to be able to learn everything that I know about how to mix like JAYDES, and I've put it all into one place for you. So all you have to do is go in the description and click the link to get that. With that being said, let's get into this. Alright. Okay. So we got three. Okay. So the first one, this is just the one that I record with. Yeah, the first one is the one we record with, so we just click this button, and this one, and here are the effects on it. So we have little limiter, this is a noise gate, EQ, it doesn't do anything, sound goodizer, presser. So just copy those effects for your recording preset, and then you record out. So I'm gonna run down this all, and then this one is our ad-libs one, so it's turned down a little bit, but it's just a couple more effects from this one. So I'm gonna explain exactly like what these all do. First of all, auto-tune. Obviously we all know what auto-tune does. It just puts you onto the key that you want to sing on. You have to make sure that you change the detunes whatever your beat is. This one was actually at 452, which, like, if I had this back down to 440 like it's at default, this would sound very bad. And get the fuck up. Yeah, this would sound very bad. So that's why you always want to make sure that you're checking your detune, because it's very important. To be honest with you, I don't know why my face cam is so big, so sorry, but just watch the video anyway. And then obviously change the key in the scale. And then we have retune speed set to 0, because he does have quite a bit of auto-tune, and that's not anything to be ashamed of. I'm gonna be honest, I probably would have needed the retune speed to be at 0 even if he didn't have a lot of auto-tune, because I kind of need auto-tune, so don't feel bad about yourself if you need a lot. So yeah, 0 retune speed, flex tune around 25 to 30. This is just gonna make it so it's a little bit less tuney on your vocals, but it's like, it's still gonna be pretty apparent that you have auto-tune on, unless your flex tune is all the way up here. And then humanize, I just turned this on. It's really not gonna make that big of a difference, so if you want, you can just pass this up. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, it does stuff, but like, it's not gonna make a difference. So our first EQ, here's what we want to do for this EQ. What we want to do for this EQ is we want to take this first band, we want to right click it, we want to click high pass, and what this is gonna do is it's just gonna make sure that anything beyond this white line here, anything in this region, is just gonna be, it's gone. So the reason we want to do this is because anything in this area of our vocals at around like the bass and sub area, especially down here, are very bad. The reason for this is that your beat will typically take up a lot of the bass and sub area, and even some low mids. So we want to make sure that we don't have it too harsh over here. So generally, I just like to cut it out completely. Now you have to be careful when you're dragging this over, because you don't want to do it too much, otherwise it'll make you sound very hollow and thin. So you just want to kind of get rid of a bunch of the stuff over here, but use your ear. So we have these two cuts right here. What these are doing are they're just taking some pretty bad frequencies. So what you can do is just drag them up like this. So this is just called subtractive EQ. All we're doing is getting rid of bad frequencies that we hear, so we just drag them up.
Yeah, they was hating on me, now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats. I leave all these women jaw drop when I...
And then I have this right here, right click it, low pass, and then I just boosted this one a bit. And you can actually scroll down on your mouse wheel or scroll up, and it'll make it a bit like less narrow, and you kind of want it like more wide, so it's hitting more of these frequencies too. All right, now we have our second EQ. It's kind of doing a similar thing, but here we have it on steep 8 with a high pass, so it's cutting a lot more of these frequencies, because if you listen to JAYDES' voice, he has very little low end. So we're kind of cutting that a bunch. So we're also taking these subtractive EQs here, doing the same thing as I just explained, and right here, this one.
Yeah, they was hating on me, now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats.
And then we're boosting here. We have this one scrolled down a little bit, so it's a little bit more sharp on the way up. And then we're cutting at 14K with a steep 8 and low pass. So what you're gonna notice is if you don't do this, you're gonna have some pretty airy vocals and they're gonna be pretty harsh. I personally think if you do this, it just helps a little bit with the harshness of your vocal. Now we have a fruity limiter. This is just a noise gate, so you copy these settings. Then we have a compressor. I'm using R count from Waves, but you can use whatever compressor you want. I recommend Modern Apophis. You can get it for free online. You just put it in FL and it'll work. Sounds pretty fucking good if you ask me. You can use like CLA or something, like whatever you want to use for your compressor. I turn my thresh to -25. You can do whatever you want for this. It depends on your mic gain. Some people have the problem where they turn their mic way up and then they have a compressor and they're wondering why their voice is very quiet. It's because you're compressing too much. So if I were to turn my mic all the way up, it would actually make me quieter because it's compressing more, because I'm hitting the threshold and then my vocals is just getting crunched down. If I turn my mic down, it'll actually boost my vocals up and then they'll sound better because they're quieter. But you just want to have like a good medium. You don't want them too quiet and you don't want them too loud. I have a 7 ratio on the compressor. Now you might think this is a little high, but I like compressing my vocals a lot. I think it sounds better. And then I have the attack turned down and then the gain just however loud you want it. I have a delay and a reverb. These are just going to be basically set to the default. So what I did is preset, widen, and then I turn the time here. And then for the reverb, I just turn the separation to the left. This is going to separate it out so it sounds more wide in your mix. Turn up the low cut all the way and then I turn them down with these knobs. Then I have a de-esser and I have it de-essing at 2500. Now this is going to depend on your voice. If you have more of a high-pitched voice, it might be a little bit higher, or if you have a lower-pitched voice, it might be a little bit lower on the frequencies. You just want to listen and don't let it over de-ess your vocals, because this will get rid of some of the clarity in your vocals and you don't want it to sound muddy. So you just want to have it doing a little bit for you, but not too much. And then we have just another EQ here. This one's doing more subtractive EQ. It's just doing it after everything else, so it's just cleaning up our vocals and finalizing off the mix. Now our ad-libs. These are ad-lib. Basically all I did for this was right click here, hover over a file, hold down save mixer track state as, and then you drag it onto whatever channel you want, and then it'll bring over everything. All I added onto this was a little stereo shaper. The way that I got the effects from the stereo shaper is I right clicked on this button here twice, and then this widens out your vocals more. And then I added a pan-o-matic. This is just a panner, so you can see now it would be the left and now it's right, and it's panning my vocals. So I'm gonna show you what it sounds like without any ad-libs, and then I'm gonna show you what the ad-libs sound like.
Yeah, they was hating on me, now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats. I leave all these women jaw drop when I run up a shit, you can track me. Young boy 15 with a playboy, city dancing like I was an athlete. If you want smoke, you come drag me, chop in the backseat.
Why do I still hear ad-libs?
Yeah, they was hating on me, now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats.
Oh, I know why. It's because it's still from the original beat. But anyway, yeah, now I'll show you what the ad-libs sound like alone.
Cash beats. I make all these women jaw drop when I run up a shake track. Young boy 15 with a playboy, city dancing like I was an athlete.
Don't sound ass. But anyway, yeah, dude, ad-libs don't even really matter. You can literally do whatever you want. Like, you could literally, dude, you literally can like cock-a-doodle-doo or some shit like that. Like, it literally doesn't even matter for ad. But yeah, anyway, altogether, this is what it sounds like. Fuck, that's awkward.
Yeah, they was hating on me, now look at me, I'm getting no cash beats. I leave all these women jaw drop